Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a general reading. So, we're going to get started here. I'm excited to do another reading for you. I have to say, I actually don't remember the last reading, even though it was recently. I've been doing so many readings lately, so I guess this is a good thing. That means I'm totally unbiased doing this reading. I don't really remember any of that information, but I'm remembering your energy now that I'm tapping into it, so hello again. We're going to start with your current energy here, and I faintly remember this card coming out for you. So, look, we're getting this Hawk card again, and I'm feeling urged to flip to it in the guidebook. I've been doing that a lot lately. Just, I don't know, there's some really cool messages sometimes we can overlook. So, also I like to feel that the sounds that I'm making with the books and the cards and everything is kind of like ASMR. I don't know if you've ever checked into that, but it's like a type of healing, and it's up here on YouTube. It's like sound healing. It helps you relax. And there's many different types of ASMR, but it's basically just people talking to you, and it's just relaxing, like the rhythm of their voice, and they're making sounds sometimes, like tapping on things, or like, it's really interesting, but it works for me. Like, sometimes it helps me fall asleep, and so I'd like to consider these videos ASMR as well. So, yeah, the sounds of the paper and the book and everything can be really relaxing. I'm hoping that I can raise funding to purchase more equipment so that I can make some of these videos more ASMR style. So, anyways, we're back into your current energy here, and I have pulled up the Hawk page, and it's so interesting. It's saying, quick, graceful, and a master of the element of air, the hawk is symbolic of vision and power. And the hawk is actually a huge symbol in my life. I see them all the time, so the hawk usually is a sign of opportunity. And it's talking about right now, it's like a messenger of fate, and you're able to sift through these layers of doubt and uncertainty to find the problem at the heart of the matter. And at the heart of the matter, what's going on with you right now is you're learning how to have more compassion. You're learning how to release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that's within everyone. And we all have opportunities to learn this along our journey. I've met people in my life that just had so much compassion, and I was just floored and in awe of the level that they were on with this. And I feel like I'm growing to new levels in my life of compassion. I feel like all of life, like, it opens your heart up more, or it can close you up more. It's really up to you. It's your decision on this journey if you're going to choose to grow, or if you're going to choose to kind of die and decay in that way, like spiritually and emotionally, you know? And I feel like what's happening with you is you're choosing to grow, you're choosing to open, you're choosing to flow, and this compassion energy is so strong around you. And I love the symbol of this lotus. It means out of the mud and out of the muck, the lotus grows. And so if there's like this cloud around you, or this mud, kind of muddy feeling, and it's so interesting. I feel like this has to do with something in your life that you're needing to be strong about. And it has to do with like guilt and shame that you've been carrying around with you. Maybe just guilt and shame for some of the things you've done in the past. And guess what? I have some of this too, and I'm really trying to work on releasing it, because when your guilt and shame gets intense, it can cripple you. And this is what happened to me on my journey. The guilt and the shame that I had acquired on my journey, just through things that have been projected onto me, through subconscious beliefs that I developed just based off of things I'd been through and whatnot. Eventually I got to this point where it was so intense, and I had to let this go, and like, that's what I'm working on right now. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. I want to help other people let go of their guilt and shame and realize that in reality and in spiritual truth, you are already healed, whole, and complete. Healing is revealing the true essence of yourself, and I feel like you are finding your true essence. This compassion card says, gentleness is the strength behind true power, and it comes from feeding yourself with nourishing words, thoughts, deeds, intentions, and all forms of nourishing food. Shield yourself from harshness by placing an intention to only attract kind and gentle life lessons in relationships. Transform harshness into gentleness by refusing to see anything but the shining light that's within each person and situation. This intention begins with your relationship with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself in all ways. Be happy, be kind, be sweet, but most of all, be true to you. And, when I first got this deck and started learning these cards, I was blown away by the simplicity of these messages, but also their power. And this compassion, if you can develop the compassion, first of all, for yourself, it will help you find the compassion for others, and you'll flow through life. It'll be so much easier. But yes, I see that you're kind of taking on some burdens in your life right now, and I think this reading's going to help us kind of unlock some of that so you can free yourself and reveal your truth. So, what energy is leaving your life? Well, you've been needing to spend a lot of time alone in solitude to heal. And I'm seeing that the rebirth card. So it was like this huge awakening and like new beginning in your life. So that's interesting. That's the energy that's leaving. So like you already know that you're having an awakening, that the wheel of the year has turned for you. Things have shifted. It's like a new season in your life, a new beginning. There's like a positive energy around this. Maybe these clouds we were talking about here in your current energy are parting after all. But what energy is coming in? It's time to get out. Look, this is so interesting. They're saying, so the energy that's leaving your life is spending all this time alone in seclusion to like think and meditate and ponder and to sort yourself out, to rest, to recover from what you went through in your journey. But now it's time to get out. They're saying you've been indoors for too long. You need to go outside and get some fresh air. They're wanting you to go with the flow. So if you don't know where to start, I say this all the time. If you don't know where to start in nature. If you're lost, if you're confused, if you don't know the answer, if you're freaking out, if you're stressed out, if you're depressed, if you're in a crisis, go to nature. Go on Google and look up like the nearest national park or like reserve or wildlife reserve or preservation. A park is nice, but if you can kind of if you're in the city, like try to get out a little bit. You'd be surprised all the little like hiking trails and little nature spots that are just hidden in the suburbs and even in some cities. Even in LA, there's like tons and tons of places to hike. So I'd have to say that this is something you need to do, because when you go out into nature, everything will be revealed to you. This is what happened with me. I had a huge breakdown in my life 2 years ago. It's ultimately what led me to this passion for like healing, I guess, and for these cards. I got these cards because like I was totally effed and like I didn't know what to do. I went and saw a psychic. It helped. I thought maybe if I got some cards it would help me. Yeah, it helped me. It brought a lot of shift into my life. So if you're thinking about getting a deck, be ready for the shift. But yes, it'll help ground you. It'll only tell you loving messages, and this is kind of what I did. But I also just went out into nature to like cry and to mourn and to try to figure things out. And when I was out there, I just got reconnected with the earth. I got reconnected with just the simplicity of life. I got reconnected with how beautiful and abundant everything is. And I don't know, I can't even put it into words. That was like my awakening. Like I just felt the connection again between me and the plants and the trees and the animals and the birds. And ideas came to me, inspiration came to me. I started having fun, like, oh, look at all these cool rocks, and like collecting them, and going to waterfalls and like getting underneath them, and like watching all the children like laughing and playing in the water. And it's hard to like think about all of your stress if you're actually present in your body, and that's what nature does. It's so like sensual. It pulls you into your body. It awakens your senses. There's smells, there's sounds, there's textures. So look at the colors and reach around and touch and feel things and get grounded again. That's what it is to get grounded. This is the energy you need to do. You need to get out of your head and into your body and be in the present. And you'll realize that maybe you're overcomplicating things. Maybe there is like a sacred flow to your life. Maybe life isn't as serious as you're making it out to be. And those are some lessons that nature can teach you. So get outside. That's the energy that's coming in for you. I think you're going to be pulled outside like a magnet. Maybe you've already been doing this. Maybe you've already been discovering this. So now we're moving on, changing subjects for your general reading. We're going to move on to your love life. And look! Bodies of water. Spend some time near the water, such as a lake, the river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. They're like serious about this. And something about water. Are you an air sign? Because water really balances air signs. I'm an air sign. Or this water could just symbolize intense emotions that you just need healing for. And Mother Nature's like, come to me, I'll heal you. Pretty much. And they're saying you're very insecure in your love life right now, and isn't that, I think we might have talked about that in your other reading. But yes, there's some insecurities. So what is the next step in your love life? Realizing that you are in need of healing, in need of some Mother Nature nurturing, and you're having these insecurities. They're saying you're in like a separation right now from someone that you love, or just you're trying to manifest a divine relationship and it's just like it hasn't happened yet for you, or you're in a relationship and there's a lot of distance, or like you're afraid of like you guys are moving apart or something. So they're saying to be strong. The next step is actually for you to pull up your inner strength, and you need to find this connection with nature again and with the divine, because you're lost. Because you're forgetting like who you are. You're forgetting like the power that you have inside of you, and that's something that's a very personal spiritual journey for each person. Everyone experiences it in their own way, but I feel like life wants to awaken you to this truth that like you do have this power, and it's going to be hard to find unless you get outside into nature. And the next step for you in your love life is to maybe cut some toxic relationships out of your life. I'm feeling some stress around you, like my energy is kind of changed. Don't worry about it. I've got like this fat rock here and it's keeping me grounded. Isn't this beautiful? It's so gorgeous. Anyways, getting distracted. That's my ADHD. Alright, back into this. Your love life. You got to get rid of these toxic relationships that are around you. You have a lot of people sucking off your light and off your energy because you have so much compassion. You're helping so many people, but like you need to dial it back and help yourself first. And you're going to be able to make room for like this love connection if you can move some of this toxicness out of your life. I remember like there were certain like relationships I had with people that like I can see now looking back totally blocked me from love in the past because it just wasn't in alignment for me, and they were toxic, and I just was giving up too much of my energy to like their drama and participating in it. And it's like you got to think like it's your choice here. Whose drama are you participating in? And even if it's awkward, you're gonna have to push your move yourself out of that, even if they don't like it. And that's why there's this symbol here of like this pit of snakes and like having to slither out of it. I mean, this is a nasty little pit, and these snakes are all tangled up, and they're gonna try to reach up here and try to take you back down, and they're gonna reach up when you get out of it and try to take you back down. And you've got to stay out of this and be the bigger person here, and create sacred space in your life for yourself, and draw healthy boundaries. That's what I'm learning how to do. Oh my gosh. You guys are always mirroring to me the things I'm learning. It's so interesting. So, what's going on in your career now? Switching gears again. Yes, you are definitely headed on a new path. This is the new path card. You want to take a leap of faith. You want to take a risk, a leap into the unknown. And it's no surprise that in your current energy, this compassion card's coming out. It's like you're an empath, and they're saying you're really good at helping and counseling other people. It could be that you're actually good with children, but I'm actually feeling more like you're good at counseling people. That's why you attracted this pit of snakes. These people, like, they love your help and your support and everything, but right now you need to pull up your strength and give yourself your own support, and draw the boundaries. And maybe you can find another way to channel this energy instead of into like these toxic people. Channel the energy into yourself And then start thinking about, like, do you want to start some type of heart-based or soul-based venture or project or career, offer some kind of service that's related around these skills that you have? That's definitely a message that's coming out. Maybe something to think about, because you have this gift with your throat chakra. I don't get this card a lot for many people. I get this card a lot for myself. It has to do with people who are very gifted with communication or perhaps writing. But the throat chakra also covers artistic expression. So you could even, be someone who just likes to doodle and draw, and maybe that's a skill you need to like expand on. But whatever this is, it's something artistic. It's for your career, and you need to like expand on that. So what's the next step with your career? Whoa. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this message. Oh my gosh. So I've been getting this, and this is the 4th time in a row I've gotten this message, and I'm like, wow, okay, I get it. This is like a message for me too. Your love life is actually really related to your career. Those aren't really separate. So the reason is because they have one thing in common. Your love life and your career have one thing in common, and that's your worthiness. If you do not believe you're worthy, it's going to be hard to be able to, manifest and attract someone who is worthy to be with you. If you do not believe in your worthiness, how are you going to start something new? I just had a little bit of faith and pulled up my self-confidence and my worthiness just enough to be able to hit post on that first video on this channel. And then you guys and everyone who's watching have really been helping me along the way. And, leaving comments and saying, please do more, and, this helped me so much, and that's the only reason I keep doing this. Like, if it wasn't helping people and it wasn't working, I would just be like, alright, well, I'll try something else. But it's hard to find the worthiness or self-esteem to even try something, because it's like you're so afraid to fail because of your worthiness in both these areas of your life. So a message that's coming out for you is it's okay to fail. You're probably not going to fail. I'm not telling you that you're going to fail. So just let me clarify, but it is okay to fail. Like, it's okay. And guess what? What's the worst that can happen? Sometimes the best thing you can do is just to fail on purpose and then just get it out of the way so that you can see what that's like and then actually come back from that and achieve something. One of my favorite speakers, his name is Gary Vee. You can check him out on Instagram or here on YouTube, but he talks about that whole failing on purpose thing. And there was this one time I posted a video with lipstick all over my teeth and was just like, whatever. I was talking about confidence and self-esteem, and I was like, you know what? So what? The message is more important than what's happening, and it still happens sometimes in my videos. I'm like, I want to wear lipstick so you guys can see my lips, but then it gets on my teeth sometimes. But yeah, basically a message that's coming forward is so what if you make a new relationship and it fails and you get your heart broken again? It's that sucks, but you've been through that before. You can handle it again. So what? Enjoy your life. Enjoy the journey. Don't let the fear hold you back from trying new things and from putting yourself out there and from using your gifts. There's so many people who are doing this. That's the only reason I got the encouragement. If you need encouragement, look at other people who've just put themselves on the line, who are starting their channels. Get connected with other people who are, sorry, I'm saying starting channels because I'm thinking about me, my YouTube experience. When I first started this, I got connected with people who only had 10 followers too, and I supported their channel and told them I liked it, and we started talking, and some of you guys are probably watching this, so what's up, you guys? And some of these people have thousands of followers now, and it's just, get connected with other people who are want to get into the industry that you want to get into. Have boundaries and make sure that none of these people are toxic or just gonna suck your light and stuff, like some of these other people that have been in your life. But I'm gotta throw that in there, because you need to really work on boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. But yeah, get connected and start exploring this side of yourself, this counseling, this helping, this healing, artistic abilities that you have. Because look, the arts card is coming out. So this is your next step. They want you to express yourself artistically And like go back to childhood and see like what you naturally gravitated to artistically as a child. As a child, I loved to play dress up, and now I'm a fashion stylist. So just saying, like some of those things seem really insignificant, but it's actually a huge message about your nature. And they're saying as you go back to childhood and like try to think about like what you were talented at, like obviously that your past in your childhood wasn't that chill. It was kind of crazy, and maybe there were some things you weren't, sides of yourself that you weren't able to express. And so that's another question, is like what were you never able to do or express? Like what can you do now? Even if it's silly. For me, I never really got to express myself through dance because I was raised that was kind of like, dance was kind of risque, like certain types of dance. And so now I'm expressing myself through all forms of dance and kind of exploring that side of myself because it's something I love and I've always wanted to do, but I felt like I wasn't allowed to or couldn't. So maybe there's some stuff like that in your past where you want to like explore something and try something out, but you're like worried about it being controversial or something. And like maybe it's like Reiki healing or energy healing or something spiritual, but it doesn't have to be spiritual. The universe doesn't care if you're spiritual or not. It's going to support whatever's in your heart and soul and like whatever you want to do, even if it's a traditional path or a traditional form of healing like nursing or being a doctor or something like that. But I don't know, you seem very artistic. They're saying in order to fulfill this side of yourself and to express and like find this new job and career path and to connect with the right people, you might have to move somewhere where like your people are. Like go where your people are. Go where like the opportunities are for like what you want to do, or just go where your heart's leading you. Maybe there's a random place that your heart's calling to. There's like a lesson for you to learn there. So they're saying your household situation is improving either through a move or a healthy change in the occupants. How interesting. So, what should you open to receive? Protection. This card actually means protection. They're saying if you want to move or you want to reach out to some new people, you want to branch out, you want to take this leap of faith, this risk into, in the unknown with your career, even your love life, because it seems like you're really going to need to get out of your comfort zone and just like completely change your lifestyle kind of out of the blue. They're saying go with the flow. It's going to happen naturally, but now it's time to get outside. You were inside, you were going through the sacred space, but now it's time to get outside. So they're saying you should be open to receive, like reaching out to people and branching out. So let's pull a card for the overall advice. I'm going to use my personal deck. I've been wanting to use this a lot lately. I'm just going to draw a card for you real quick to wrap this up, because some beautiful messages have come through, but we want to just drill this down. Like, what should you really take away from this reading overall? Oh. Okay. Your last card is surrender. This card says, and you know what? Before I read this card, I want you to take some deep breaths and get grounded. There's a lot of information that just came through. And just relax for a second. And I want you to think of any thoughts or any feelings or images or emotions that come through, or any topics that come up when I read you this card, okay? So I'll need your help using your intuition too for this one. This card says, to be honest, if you keep fighting and worrying about it, the situation will get worse. Surrendering is when you let go and open to the infinite solutions available to you at all times. To surrender, you stay expectant and practice patience. The answer will come, and overall it will be a humbling experience and a gentle reminder that there is nothing to fear and you are always provided for. I feel like you hit me up for this reading again because, yeah, there's still some fear left in you, and no matter what I say, this is something that you're going to have to work on in yourself. And fear is a perception, and it's based on maybe some things that have happened in the past or just, worry of the unknown. But they're saying it's time to surrender. And surrender doesn't mean like letting go. It does kind of mean letting go of control, But it doesn't mean, well, you just gotta give up now. It doesn't mean giving up. Surrender actually means opening. And just like being open-minded and thinking, you know what, there's infinite solutions available. And to be expectant that perhaps things are going to work out in a positive way. You know, I used to try to control my whole experience along my earlier journey in life. And I'm just laughing now because I'm like, wow, if I really would have just like not stressed out so much, I ended up here and I'm like happy with where I'm at. And I know no matter what happens, and even if things change, like I'm going to choose to flow through it and do well and to thrive no matter what. Like that's just like a choice I've made, like based off of what I've learned. And I'm not always perfect. Sometimes I freak out, and this surrender message is something I have to work on every day because like I have an ego just like all y'all. We all have this ego that's just like controlled by fear, and just it's kind of more of our reptilian brain, you know what I'm saying? But so our reptilian brain kind of, it's kind of easy to get it into fight or flight and to freak out a lot about things, and it's really rooted in fear. And so this has kind of been taking over you lately, and they're saying that you're actually taken care of. There really is nothing to fear, and you're provided for. And so maybe what will help is to go back to your earlier experience and try to remember some times in your life where crap was falling apart and you actually had some type of miracle or synchronicity come through to help you through that. Like, you know, something came through at the perfect time. I have so many stories like that in my life. It's just so easy to forget. Remember the miracles, because that's going to help you along this journey. All right? Peace out.